Yeah.
Speaking of flawless storytelling, let's take a look at Tankers #1, huh?
Sure. Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, so this is the cover. A bad idea. You know what the cover price is going to be on this bad boy? $3.99, I think, right?
$5.99, I believe. That is a 32-page tanker story with an 8-page backup story, also by me. So it's 40 pages of content for $5.99.
It's like a prestige format, perfect bound type.
I don't think it's going to be perfect bound. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. That literally is the first time I've seen the cover logo. I don't even know if that's actually the cover logo. I have no idea.
Okay, well, this is a comic book news exclusive.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are asking what's going on with my hand, and I'm not really sure.
You're like in and out of a green screen or something. Yeah.
No, I think it might have something to do with a time dilation effect from that. You saw me from the future who had no arm at the beginning.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm a little worried. Anyway, let's look at Tankers and we'll figure out what's going on as we go through the show. Okay. Talk about Juan Jose Rip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hyper detailed artist. It's insane how fast he is. He does a monthly book standing on his head, no problem. And you're going to see as we get through these pages how detailed they are. I mean, he's drawing like the leaves on the trees and, you know, the scales of the dinosaurs and all the little things. And he also, I got some of his originals. I worked with him on Wrath of the Eternal Warrior. He draws at a size that's like sort of an 8x10 sheet of paper. He does not draw on like a huge board and then shrink it down, which is what a lot of high detail artists do. He draws on smaller than a normal comic book board.
That's very surprising. Yeah. That surprises me a lot.
Yeah. But yeah.
So when I read this, when I started reading this, I said, this is high concept. It's camp. This is Ray Bradbury's A Sound of Thunder meets Paul Verhoeven's Starship Troopers. And I know he didn't write I know that was Heinlein who wrote it, but the campiness and the satire, it comes through from the very beginning. It's over the top. These are, you don't need to like these people very much.
Yeah. And I think they are as you get through the story, and on its surface, you know, you think it's about just giant dudes and giant mechs, you know, killing dinosaurs and then dinosaurs killing them and vice versa, you know. But there are actually individual arcs for a lot of these characters and things that they go through and that they endure. And again, it's all played completely straight. Like nobody at any point thinks any of this is absurd, you know? And I'm a huge fan.
Oh, I love it in the board meeting when he's like, yeah, we want to travel back in time. And they go, when can we start?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Total Recall. And RoboCop left a big impression on me when I was younger. Those are both Verhoeven films. And those films are both the same way, right? Like part of Verhoeven's technique is that regardless of how insane everybody's acting, nobody acts like anything happening around them is insane at all, you know?
Right.
And so that's really kind of a voice that we tried to capture here, is not to play anything for laugh lines or for humor, but to really have the absurdity be completely truthful and honest within the context of the story, and to have all the characters behaving in that way. And there is a lot of humor in the story, and so much of that is communicated by Juan and what he's able to do with facial expressions and the way he handles the violence and, you know, sort of the muscular action of the story and things.
I love this. Our first look at this beautiful paradise, a wonderland of the.
That's like the happy Jurassic Park moment, except then we come in and we obliterate all these dinosaurs.
Oh wait, and then not for long.
Yeah, that's where it gets ugly.
Because let's get a little real with Rip. We love it. So if you like hyper violence, and who doesn't, I would say, you know, of the movies, the Verhoeven movies, I loved every one of them that you mentioned, but there's a special place in my heart for Starship Troopers.
Yeah, so see the bottom panel of this page right here? Yeah. If you zoom in on that, like Juan, the way he draws these dinosaurs with these big bug eyes, like, what is happening? Like, a minute ago, I was just eating some grass, and now, like, there's just bullets everywhere. Like, that's what I mean about the humor that he's able to bring to the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's those little touches, and
It's
so
slightly
masterful.
over the top. It's a little campy. It's not
Exactly.
cartoony, but it's cartoonish.
It would be so easy for it to go too far, and the whole thing would sort of break under its own weight, you know. But he straddles the line with perfection. And I worked with him for 2 issues at Valiant on Wrath of the Eternal Warrior, and I've been trying to work with him again throughout my career since that day. So when Bad Idea told me he was going to be drawing this story, I was ecstatic, you know. And
I was really only aware of him from I think he did some work at Avatar.
He did,
maybe
I think, yeah. Yeah. He did a lot of stuff at Valiant. I'm not familiar with his Avatar stuff, but he did do some stuff at Valiant. And I was just so thrilled to have him on the book. And I wrote this book specifically for him, you know. Like, there are moments of, like, humor that I knew he'd be able to draw in a way where the humor wasn't like a laugh track, and it would land the way we wanted to, and the absurdist, honest way that everybody believes in what they're doing.
Gary Frank is a guy who can do that sometimes.
Sure, yeah.
You know, it's highly competent storytelling, amazing action and violence. I think the color palette on this stuff is really fun to look at.
Yeah, Andrew Dahlhaus is the colorist. He's worked with Juan in the past. I actually worked with him on The Flash some when I did my Flash run at DC. He's a great guy and an amazing colorist. So, yeah, and then we've got Dave Sharp on letters. Dave Sharp is somebody that I worked with a lot at Valiant, and I want to say he lettered my entire run of Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, which is 51 issues. I think he lettered every single issue of that as well.
Let's get. Yeah, nice kerning, dude. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was cool, you know, and then I go, but I'm getting to the end, you know, I'm getting on, and I'm going like, this is like, it's kind of bordering on like fantasy animal murdering porn at one point. You know, it's like, it's so gruesome. These poor, helpless dinosaurs finally are, you know, their objective is achieved, and the comet is deflected. And who would think that going into the past and changing something like that might have ramifications on the present day?
It was a foolproof plan. I don't know how it could possibly go wrong.
And so it turns out, while they did delay the comet hitting the Earth, it just gave the dinosaurs time to evolve and get a little bit even more super powerful. They're like super dinosaurs now, right?
Yeah, so the plan was that they were going to divert the comet, send it once more around the sun, so it comes back, you know, 20 million years later, 50 million years later, whatever. And all the dinosaurs will have died, but the comet would still hit, and they'd be gone. But they got the math wrong, so the comet never came back around and hit Earth, and they come back to the present, and the dinosaurs are not only still there, but they've had another 60 million years to evolve. And so they're like apex dinosaurs. And so if you love dinosaurs, and I'll tell you, when we put out some of these early images and started talking about the book, there are a lot of dinosaur fans out there that are like, why'd you have to kill so many dinosaurs? And like, they're really kind of bothered by it. But issue 2.
But they get their comeuppance, right? Because just like Starship Troopers, the dinosaurs are the heroes, right? The monsters are the heroes of this thing, not the villains. We love
it. So we set all that up in issue 1, because issue 2 is when the dinosaurs get their say in the matter, you know. So yeah. Are we on?
And these are preview pages of issue number 2 that we're looking at. We don't want to spoil too much, but I think, you know, if you're just a fan of over-the-top sci-fi action, if you're a lover of something like, I don't know, 2000 AD, right?
So what we're looking at right here, if you want to zoom in on some of that.
Oh yeah,
that's Juan's pencils.
Uh-huh.
There is no inker. He just does super duper tight pencils.
Let me get in on this thing.
Yeah, this is amazing. Yeah.
And you're saying at like smaller than comic size?
Yes.
So this stuff is actually enlarged to comic book size?
I guess so. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, no, because it's like an 8
or it's just very close to the actual size.
Yeah, it's like an 8x10 sheet of paper, so it's probably reduced a little bit, right? But yeah. his original. I bought one of his originals when we worked on Wrath of the Eternal Warrior. I'm actually packing up my office right now because we're moving in about a month. So everything is in boxes. Otherwise, I would go get it for you and be like, here's his original. And it's just a little bit bigger than an actual comic book page. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of, I don't know, you ever read Richard Delgado's Age of Reptiles?
I have not, no.
Oh, man, you want to read some dinosaur comics, pal. Go pick those ones up from Dark Horse. Amazing. It's like a nature documentary, no words. It's just dinosaurs in the dinosaur age, but it's pure storytelling. Mm-hmm. And this guy, I'm not going to knock Rip's dinosaurs, but Delgado, amazing.
Do you have the cover for, I don't know if they gave you the cover to issue 2.
It's not in the PDF.
Yeah, Louis LaRosa is doing the covers for the series.
Okay.
And he's like a dinosaur artist. Like he does comic book storytelling as well, but he does like fine arts dinosaur images. And so like
beautiful.
Yeah, these are all real species as they're scientifically believed to have appeared. And when he sent the cover in, he was like, not only are these all dinosaur species, but he was like, these are all species that actually would have lived in Texas at the time that they went back and diverted the comet or whatever.
Like, I don't know who needs that much realism, but God bless him, right? Yeah. God bless him.
The cover to issue 2 is one of the best comic book covers I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
Oh man, this stuff
can't wait for people to see it. Yeah.
Stuff's getting me excited, Robert. It's getting me a little heated up. I'm a little bit worried what's going on here.